The camaraderie forged in service and the liberation found on the open road. Today we are taking a ride with a true hero. Joining us is Bob Musser, retired U.S. Army Staff Sergeant, Vietnam veteran, and proud member of the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Bob, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So I would like to start, can you tell us about your time in the service?
I was in Vietnam in 1969, which was the height of a lot of what was going on. The thing about Vietnam that made it so unusual was it was the first war televised on color TV in the U.S. People could see every night. You turn on the TV and see the mayhem that was going on. And it caused, the country was in gigantic turmoil. I went in the Army in April of '68, 2 weeks after Martin Luther King was killed, and 6 weeks before Bobby Kennedy was killed. So the country erupted in '68, and I didn't know if I was going to go fight in Detroit or Chicago, and wound up in Vietnam. So I was a paratrooper with the 173rd Airborne, and I spent most of my time in the jungle.
And so how was the transition coming back to America after that?
It was extremely difficult, and I'll tell you why. One thing, the intentions were good, but the practicality was bad. You went as an individual, not as a unit. So when I went, I knew that January 20th, 1970, I was coming back. So the first 6 months, I didn't care. I said, I'm going to get killed. I don't care. But the last 30 days, you start to think, I may make it. And it affects the way you behave. So the end of December, '69, one of my squad leaders got killed. I had 3 weeks to go, and I'm thinking, like, holy moly, how does this work? So I landed in Seattle in January, and I'm standing in Seattle Airport in a full dress uniform. And back then, being a veteran was sort of frowned upon, to put it mildly. It was really tough for a while.
Hard to believe. Well, thank you so much for your service. And I feel like that only people who have served and have come home, there's a certain type of relationship that they have with amongst one another. Sure. And you are a member of the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. Yes, can you tell me how you got involved with them?
Well, we moved here 10 years ago, and I was riding by myself, and my wife suggested I get involved with another group just to go ride. And I heard about this group and checked them out, and I said, these are, my fellow brothers in arms, so this is a perfect group. They're a great bunch of guys. Most of them are a generation younger than me. It doesn't make any difference. They're all Iraq and Iran guys. But it's a group to get together, and again, our motto is the same, just to help people out. That's all we do. That's it, 100%. We have no political affiliation. In fact, one of our bylaws is if you can't take pictures of any politician wearing our jackets. None. Because it's too easy to misconstrue what we do. So somebody sees a picture of a politician standing next to a guy in a motorcycle jacket, who knows what they're going to turn it into. So we have pretty strict rules about that.
That's very true. And now something else that is of significance to this association particularly is the patch that you guys wear. It's very important to all the members. Can you talk a little bit about that? Yeah,
it's red and black and gold. And black was for those that didn't come back, red is for the blood that was shed, and gold is for the future. So that's where the color significance came from. And we all wear the same patch, and the patches are owned by the organization, not the member. So, and the reason for that is we're very strict about behavior, and if you do something that reflects poorly on the organization, you'll lose your patch. That's it. And it works pretty well. And again, we've grown to 25,000 members, and we have a couple of international chapters as well.
How amazing is that? And now, can you talk about some of the local organizations that the CVMA supports?
We do a lot of individual stuff. We work with the VFWs. We support Project Street Outreach in Ladson. Believe it or not, there's a bunch of people still living in the woods in Ladson.
Really?
And we reach out to them, and we have a big food drive in Thanksgiving, and Lowe's is one of our supporters. They let us use their warehouse, and we package up stuff for Thanksgiving and do that kind of stuff. I'm involved with another group. June 8th, for those watching, would be the Military Salute Regatta in Charleston. We take veterans out sailing for the day, and we've gotten huge sponsorship from Blackbaud and some other companies, and families can come. The Charleston Princess donates the boat to us for the day, So we hope to get this year about 150 vets out sailing, and we'll fill it up.
Yeah.
And then the Citadel lets us use their boathouse to have a fundraiser after the event.
How wonderful is that?
So we support the Fisher House, and we are supporting Veterans on Deck. So those two organizations will benefit from the charity this year.
And so this is an international organization. There's several chapters in the U.S. as well. The one that you are a part of is 34-4.
34-4 is Charleston.
Wonderful. And for more information about this chapter and also all the chapters around the nation, combatvet.us is where you can go for more information and also to learn about the events that they have. Bob, I want to thank you again for your service, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We're back in 2 minutes.